Elena, effective immediately. You are no longer with the clinic. Hand over your keys.
Not even a warning. Not a single discussion. Just like that, he's pulling the rug. Why? Charles, I've been here longer than you. Patients trust me. At least give me a reason.
The clinic needs modernization, and frankly, your old-fashioned methods are holding us back. It's nothing personal.
Elena didn't argue. She simply stood, removed her stethoscope, and placed it in the box on her desk.
Dad built this clinic with his own hands. He'd never believe his son was doing this.
Dr. Voss, I am so sorry. This isn't right.
She drove home in silence, the clinic shrinking in the rearview mirror. No tears, just the weight of an ending.
What just happened in there wasn't the whole story. Charles is hiding something, and I am going to find out what.
But the truth was bigger than a family feud. It was already in motion, buried in files she'd sent months ago. 3 months earlier, the Voss family mourned Dr. Harold Voss, a pillar of the community.
My father built this clinic for everyone. I'll carry on his work.
Words from a son who left at 5. Dad stayed until the last patient was seen.
The lawyer read, "To my son Charles, I leave the Voss family clinic for a fresh start."
A fresh start? I gave my career to this place. Why not trust me, Dad?
Elena accepted quietly, continuing as senior physician while Charles took the director's title.
Dr. Charles hardly shows up. It's all on you, Dr. Elena.
He treats Dad's clinic like a side project, cutting costs, avoiding the tough cases.
Beneath her composure, Elena began documenting every shortcut, every corner Charles cut. Those notes would lie dormant for months, until they ignited a reckoning no one saw coming. Within weeks, Charles unveiled his vision for the clinic, streamlining at all costs.
Maria, we're reducing nurse hours by 30%. Do more with less.
But Dr. Voss, the nurses are already stretched thin. Patient care will suffer.
The supply orders told the next story. Generic meds, flimsy gauze, equipment left uncalibrated.
This monitor hasn't been inspected in months. The readings are off. Charles, we're risking patient safety. These cuts aren't sustainable.
Our margins are razor thin. Either we modernize or we close. Get with the program.
Modernize. He keeps using that word. He doesn't know what it really means.
Elena returned to her office and added another entry to her growing log of violations. She didn't know then that those entries would one day save the very place she was fighting for. The breaking point came on a Tuesday morning. A patient collapsed after a misread from the faulty monitor.
This could have killed him. Charles knew the equipment was failing, and he did nothing. Your shortcuts just endangered a man's life. Replace the equipment now, or I walk.
You misread the results, Elena. Don't blame management for your incompetence.
He'll never admit fault. The only way to stop this is to go over his head.
That night, she opened the State Medical Board's anonymous reporting portal.
If I press submit, I am going behind my family's back. But if I stay silent, I am complicit.
The report included no clinic name, just equipment, serial numbers, and dates, tracing back to her log. A timestamp appeared, the 17th of February, 11:42 p.m. Then the screen went dark. It was done. Now, weeks later, that report was already working its way through the system. The clinic that had once been a pillar of the community was now a pressure cooker of complaints and frayed nerves.
I am sorry, Mr. Henderson, but Dr. Charles is running over 2 hours behind. We're doing our best.
2 hours. I can't clone myself. Just tell them to wait or reschedule.
Lisa, we're out of basic supplies again. The gauze is so thin it tears. This isn't safe.
How many versions of thank you for your application, but can one inbox hold?
I've been coming here for 30 years. Dr. Elena never made me wait like this. What's going on?
Even the patients are comparing me to her. They don't know how close we are to bankruptcy.
Dad, I can't just sit here while your clinic crumbles. But what can I do?
The clinic's reputation was bleeding out, and the board's gears were already turning. The cracks in the foundation were widening, and no amount of cost-cutting could paper over them. The call came at 9:15 a.m., a number Charles didn't recognize. He picked up with the bravado of a man still convinced he was in control. The voice was clipped. "Mr. Voss, Multiple complaints have triggered a review. We will be in contact.
Hey, a review? I am sure there's been a mistake. Our clinic is running fine.
The investigator's tone didn't waver. The review is scheduled. Cooperate, and it will be resolved quickly.
I don't know what you are talking about. Who even filed these complaints?
The line went dead. Charles stared at the receiver, his face ashen.
Lisa, the medical board is investigating us. Someone reported the clinic. Do you have any idea who?
I hate to say it, but Dr. Elena had connections. Maybe she mentioned something to someone?
Elena? She wouldn't dare. She knows how much this clinic means to Dad's memory.
But even as he dismissed the thought, the board's shadow spread longer over every decision he'd made. 3 days later, Dr. Helen Cho walked through the clinic doors without an appointment. Charles rushed to greet her, flashing a polished smile. She ignored it.
Mr. Voss, show me your most recent equipment calibration logs and nursing roster.
Of course, Dr. Cho. Everything's in order. We're a family-run clinic, after all.
Helen flipped open a patient file, her finger tracing a line. Your documentation is incomplete.
According to this, a critical monitor was used for months without maintenance. Who was responsible?
She's pulling threads I thought were buried. How could she know about the maintenance logs?
She led him to an exam room where the outdated monitor stood, its screen cracked, a label decommissioned, peeling off.
This doesn't match your claim of in order. I'll need access to all staff files and supply invoices.
By noon, the investigation had peeled back the clinic's polished veneer, exposing the rot underneath. Helen sifted through a stack of incident reports. The wording was clinical, but the pattern matched the anonymous filings perfectly.
Mr. Voss, who was the senior physician here before the recent changes?
That would be my sister, Dr. Elena Voss. She's no longer with us.
Helen's pen paused. For a split second, her professional mask slipped a flicker of knowing.
And where is Dr. Elena Voss now?
She decided to pursue other opportunities. We parted on good terms.
Helen made a note, not just in the file, but in the margin, as if the name itself was significant.
Why is she so interested in Elena? This isn't just about equipment.
I've seen enough for today. I'll return tomorrow to continue the review.
As she left, Charles could feel the walls closing in, but he couldn't yet see the shape of what was coming. That evening, Dr. Helen Cho sat in her car outside the clinic and dialed a number she hadn't called in over a year.
Dr. Voss, it's Helen Cho from the State Medical Board. We worked together on the consultancy review 2 years ago.
Dr. Cho, it has been a while. I assume this isn't a social call.
The clinic is under review, and it's in worse shape than you know. The board needs an independent oversight physician to remediate it.
They want me to go back? After Charles threw me out like yesterday's garbage? You are asking me to return to the clinic that fired me. That's quite a request, Dr. Cho.
It's not a request. It's an opportunity to protect patients and restore a legacy. Think about it.
The call ended, but Elena didn't move. The weight of the decision anchored her to the spot.
If I go back, I can undo the damage. But facing Charles again after all this.
In the silence, her father's eyes seemed to ask the same question she'd been avoiding. At dawn, Elena picked up the phone and dialed. Her voice was calm, but her finger pressed the call button like a gavel.
Dr. Cho, I'll do it on one condition. The clinic must restore my father's monthly free care days, effective immediately.
Agreed. The board supports that condition fully. It aligns with the clinic's original mission.
Charles will have to swallow his pride or lose the clinic. Dad's legacy won't be sold for parts.
I'll relay the terms to Mr. Voss this morning. Expect his call shortly after.
I'll be waiting. Thank you, Helen.
The call ended, and for the first time in weeks, Elena felt the ground solid beneath her.
I am not returning as his employee. I am returning as the one who holds the keys to the clinic's survival.
The board had opened a door. Elena had just locked it behind her with a condition Charles would never see coming. The following morning, Dr. Helen Cho returned, expression colder than before. She gestured for Charles to follow her into his office.
The board has appointed Dr. Elena Voss as the official oversight physician, effective immediately.
You can't be serious. She doesn't work here anymore. I fired her.
Nevertheless, she is the board's choice. And there is a condition.
A condition? Of course, there's always a catch with her.
The clinic must reinstate the monthly free care days your father established. Non-compliance means license suspension.
This is absurd. I won't be forced to work with her under these terms.
Mr. Voss, this is not a negotiation. Accept oversight or lose your license. Decide now.
She's backed me into a corner. I have no choice.
Charles stood frozen, his pride shattered. After a long, seething silence, he gave a single jerky nod, still trembling with rage. Charles picked up the phone and dialed the number he'd deleted from his contacts weeks ago.
Elena, the board has forced my hand. You need to come back.
I thought you might call. I'll be there tomorrow morning.
Charles slammed the receiver down so hard the plastic cracked.
Did I just hear right? Dr. Elena is returning?
After how he fired her, this won't be easy.
Going back will be like walking into a storm, but it's where Dad would want me.
She folded her white coat into a bag, the stethoscope she'd once packed away now around her neck.
See you soon, Dad. I'll make sure your clinic survives.
By dawn, she would walk through those clinic doors again, not as an employee but as its savior. The morning of her return, Elena stepped out of her car and walked toward the clinic's entrance with measured steps. The sun glinted off the Voss family name. As the door swung open, Lisa and Maria rushed forward, their faces breaking into relieved smiles. The clinic seemed to exhale.
Dr. Elena, I am so glad you're back.
We've been praying you'd return. This place hasn't been the same.
This is Dr. Elena Voss. She will be serving as the clinic's overseeing physician.
Dr. Voss, is it true you're back? Thank heavens, I didn't want to find another clinic.
Elena headed to her old office. The door opened to a dusty storage closet filled with boxes and discarded equipment. Without a word, she began clearing it out.
He used my office as a junkyard. This is where I'll rebuild, starting now.
She's wasting no time. This is going to be a nightmare.
The power shift was silent, but absolute, as if the walls themselves remembered who truly ran this clinic.
Starting next month, we're bringing back Free Care Day. Every first Saturday, just like Dad did.
Do we even have the budget? You'll run this place into the ground.
It's non-negotiable. The board required it, and Dad would have wanted it.
Over the following days, Elena worked with Maria to organize the event, securing supplies, setting up tents, and calling patients who had stopped coming. Lisa tacked the bright Free Care Day sign on the reception board. Within an hour, the phones were ringing. On the first Saturday, a line stretched past the parking lot. Mothers with children, elderly couples, men who hadn't seen a doctor in years.
Dr. Voss, I haven't had a checkup in 2 years. Thank you for doing this.
Inside, Elena saw conditions that had festered without care, proof of the damage her brother's cuts had caused. From his office window, Charles watched the crowded tent. His arms were crossed, but his eyes held something unfamiliar.
All these people. I never even noticed them when I was cutting costs.
Dr. Voss, your father saved my life years ago. Seeing this free care again, it feels like he's still here.
Elena's composure cracked. A tear slid down her cheek, catching the light. Charles had paused in the doorway. The words hit him like a physical blow.
She was crying for Dad, not for the clinic. I never understood that. Playing the saint in front of patients doesn't change the fact that you forced your way back in.
I am not here to play anything, Charles. I am here to fix what you broke.
Without another word, Charles turned on his heel and stalked away, every line of his posture rigid with frustration. An hour later, Maria found Charles lingering near the supply closet, staring at the free care flyer taped to the wall.
Maria, this free care schedule, the next one is in 2 weeks.
Yes, Dr. Charles, we'll need extra volunteers. Were you thinking of?
Never mind, Maria. I was just curious. Forget it.
Over the next weeks, Elena's oversight became absolute. Every protocol, every supply order crossed her desk.
These syringes are the cheaper brand I banned. Replace them immediately.
It was a temporary measure to cut costs. The board doesn't need to know.
Every penny we claim to save now risks a life. The board will know. My word is final.
Charles bit his tongue, but the eyes of the staff on him felt like needles. The clinic began to breathe again. Wait times dropped. Patients returned.
Dr. Elena, Mrs. Patterson said it's the first time she's felt like we cared in months.
Then the official letter arrived. A follow-up board inspection was scheduled for the end of the month.
If we fail, we lose everything. And it's her standards that might just save us.
2 days before the scheduled inspection, Dr. Helen Cho walked through the front doors again. This time, unannounced. Charles froze mid-sentence.
Dr. Cho, we weren't expecting you until next Wednesday. I assure you, we are fully compliant.
I'll determine that. Show me the updated maintenance schedules first.
She spent the morning cross-referencing files, her pen hovering over each entry. The staff held their breath. Charles followed like a shadow, his nerves only settling when she initialed a page without comment. At noon, she set her clipboard down on the conference table. The silence was deafening.
Dr. Elena, may I speak with you privately?
In the hallway, Helen's professional mask softened. She placed a hand on Elena's arm.
The clinic is unrecognizable from my last visit. Your father's dream is alive again. He would be proud of you.
Elena's voice caught. Thank you. Through the crack in the door, Charles heard. His hand went limp on the frame. That evening, after the last patient had gone, Charles found Elena in her office. She was staring at their father's photograph.
Elena, I've been an idiot. Dad trusted you with the heart of this place, and I fired you out of spite. I was jealous of your skill, your reputation. Everyone respected you, and I just wanted to prove I could run it. Can we try to run this clinic together, the way Dad intended?
Elena studied him for a long moment, searching for the lie she'd grown used to.
If you honor his mission, truly honor it, then I'll stay.
I will, I promise. I'll follow your lead on patient care. No more shortcuts.
Charles extended his hand. After a pause that held years of hurt, Elena took it. The photo of their father seemed to watch over them, as if granting a silent blessing. The clinic that night was quiet, but for the first time in months, it felt whole. Over the following months, the clinic found its rhythm again. The waiting room filled with grateful patients.
It feels like Dr. Voss is still here, watching over us.
I never thought I'd say this, but I am glad we're doing the free care days.
Dad would have loved to see the clinic like this, full of life.
One morning, Mr. Henderson approached Elena with a check for $10,000.
I want to fund the free care days. Your father saved me, and this is my thanks.
This is incredibly generous. We'll use it to help so many.
I never realized how much good this place could do.
The free care fund grew, ensuring no patient was turned away for inability to pay, and through it all, the photograph of Dr. Harold Voss remained on the desk, a silent witness. The official letter from the medical board arrived on a Tuesday morning, bearing the state seal. Charles opened it alone in his office, his fingers trembling. The first word was commendation. The letter read, "The board recognizes the exceptional remediation and commends Dr. Elena Voss for her leadership."
He carried the letter to Elena's office. They knew your name before any of this started, didn't they?
Elena nodded. I served as a clinical consultant for the board. They trusted me to fix this.
Charles looked away. I am glad they did. I am sorry it took this for me to see it.
The letter was framed and placed beside their father's photograph, a testament to her vindication. The clinic's future was now secure, built on Elena's unwavering standards, not Charles's concessions. The board would keep monitoring, but the clinic was no longer a liability. It was a model, and the name they already knew was now etched into that legacy as its true guardian. Alone in the clinic after hours, Elena stood before her father's photograph, the day's weight finally lifting.
We did it, Dad. Not the way I planned, but we did it.
A faint creak made her turn. Charles stood in the doorway, his expression softer than she'd ever seen.
He'd be proud of you. Both of us, actually.
Elena's eyes glistened. She simply nodded, a silent truce passing between them. The image of their father seemed to hold the room, his kind eyes a silent blessing. The clinic lights dimmed automatically, leaving only the desk lamp aglow, a small circle of warmth in the darkness. In that small pool of light, the photo remained bright, untouched by shadow. Outside, the sunset painted the clinic in gold, a promise of a new day, and inside, two siblings stood together, finally at peace with the legacy they'd both fought to save. Elena knelt to bandage a child's scraped knee, her touch as gentle as a parent's. Charles sat beside an elderly man, patiently helping him fill out a form. Maria moved through the crowd, distributing flyers and receiving grateful nods. Lisa shared a genuine laugh with a patient, the sound bright and unforced. A hush fell as the new sign was unveiled. Voss Family Clinic, free care for all. The crowd applauded, the sound carrying over the quiet street. As the day faded, the clinic stood silhouetted against a golden sunset. Inside, the waiting room was full, but the atmosphere was light, hopeful. The photograph of Dr. Harold Voss seemed to glow with a quiet satisfaction. The father's dream didn't just survive. It grew into something that could never be sold.